I need my coffee for this.
What to make?
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Appreciating the Chaos Goose. So today we are going to create a pattern, and I haven't decided what medium I am going to use yet, but I am going to create a wall hanging of said Chaos Goose, and I'm hyped. I've also heard this referred to as but I don't know how strict monetization is, and even though my channel is not yet monetized, may happen one day, it will be, so I just don't want to play with fire, you know what I mean? And when I googled, I just found a lot of sad stories about a goose named Andy, and I wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, thank you for being here today, and let's get into it!
So I started by finding a pattern that I wanted to follow. This one happened to be an alpha bracelet pattern. There's the number, and then I went through and I numbered all of the boxes to help me keep track, and I got my supplies.
So the origin of this Chaos Goose was a game called Untitled Goose Game. If you haven't heard of it or seen anything about it, I would highly recommend looking it up. My favorite playthrough was done by Evan and Caitlin, one of my favorite channels in general, but their playthrough is absolutely hilarious. Anyway, what we're going to do is start crocheting back and forth. As you can see, I have taken the time to number little squares on here, which should guide us in the direction of how many stitches each little square is gonna take up. There's room for error here. Very little room for error, but because it's fiber arts, fingers crossed that it'll be okay. I'm not super familiar with crocheting tapestries. I've never done it before, so wish me luck, and here we go. So my first step is to start a chain with 70 stitches. Oh, what am I getting myself into? Okay, so that was my 70th stitch, so I'm gonna do one more. And then go back into this chain, and I'm gonna do single crochets all the way down. Just to give you an idea of the scale that this is gonna be. This is gonna be pretty large. Maybe larger than I expected, and maybe too big for the dowels that I got. Oh, definitely too big for the dowels that I got. That's okay. We can glue a dowel in the middle and then cut it, and no one who sees it will ever know. Except for you guys. I feel like I will crochet everything except for clothing. I am just scared. I've crocheted a top before, and it took me forever, and then when I finished it, I was like, yes, good. I hate it. Ah, it's done. A tapestry. Let's see. Oh shoot, this is gonna get so messy. And that's okay. That's okay. This is gonna get messy, and that's okay. So I'm just gonna continue with this. Okay, my prediction was correct. This is getting messy. Honestly, I'm just trying to crochet fast so I don't forget what stitch I've done. Look, there's little feet. I'm gonna go ahead and go into time lapse and see how far we get today. Also, good morning, it's a new day.
So the further I got, the easier the color switches became. It was still a little complex, but, you know, nothing I couldn't handle. I really liked the colors all together. They're really similar to the colors of the original pattern, and I think they look great. It was definitely slow going. I'm not the slowest crocheter, as it were, but I'm also not all that swift. So this is the problem that I honestly could have foreseen, knowing that it's a bunch of yarn and me. So I'm about to have to detangle all this and roll it back up because this just will not do. Nice. Look at that. It didn't take me long, and that is way more like a breath of fresh air. Ah! Good morning. It's another beautiful day in paradise. Good morning. I'm going to finish this thing today. I've already started on the lettering. And you can't read it yet because it's only got half letters on it. But I have my coffee. We'll hopefully finish this within the next couple hours. So I thought the words were gonna be like the easy part. There is a lot of color switches, and if you don't get the stitches right, the words aren't gonna look right. I believe someone is mowing the lawn, which means that I should probably go put on pants. So I will be right back. Pants. In other news, I'm recording an acoustic album. All right, I'm gonna start on the second set of letters. Sneak peek. Okay. So I'm going to steam block it. It's the crocheting part done. So I decided instead of crushing all of this out today, I'm going to block it. So this is actually wet, and so I've stretched it out to where it should dry about as straight as I can get it. And you know what? To save my sanity, I'm gonna table it for today, and I'm gonna move on to another Chaos Goose craft, so that my instant gratification is satisfied. Anyway, on to that. Believe it or not, I have never done this before. There's a lot of that lately. It's kind of fun. Lots of things that I haven't done. Okay, this is gonna take some time. This was a lot more time consuming than I expected it to be. It went a little bit faster when I realized that you could move 2 beads at once using the tweezers, but I definitely think that this is a toy invented for parents who want to keep their children occupied for a significant amount of time, because I love the final result, but it took longer than you would think. So I bought a set that came with this teeny tiny iron, and I think it's the cutest thing. And let's see if it works. So I think a lot of people smush both sides so it has this pixelated look, but I really like this look. So I'm actually gonna leave this side as is. And I will set this in its rightful place. Very nice. I've decided to do something bold with this. Now, disclaimer, I would not do this if I were planning on wearing this or making it into something functional, but since this is just gonna be hanging on the wall,
I'm actually gonna cut some of these because I had them a little too tight, and so you see this warping that's happening. When there's tension on the back like this, it's not gonna lay right. I'm gonna just seal off the back with some fabric glue rather than weaving in all the ends. If you or a loved one crochets, please look away, because this is not how this is supposed to be done. But I think it's gonna be just fine. Oh yeah, this feels wrong. It's because it is wrong. Hello, it's another day. And look at it. It looks so good. And then the back is, you know what? It's secure. I put some fabric glue on here and no one's gonna see it because it's gonna be faced to the wall anyway. Now the next objective is to attach everything to this dowel, which, as you can see, I got a dowel that was 12 inches because I got it before I actually planned this thing out, and it was too short. So I cut another dowel and then just glued it. I'm just gonna keep this super simple and do a whip stitch. It's on the dowel, it's hung up on my wall, so the only thing left to do is the final reveal. So I love the final products. These tiny little goose crafts for a silly goose. It was fun. It was a new experience. Tapestries. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm currently gazing at the turtles hanging out around my pond, so I'm probably gonna grab a cup of coffee and chill out here in my rocking chair for a little while after creating my crochet tapestry. Am I a grandma on the inside? Yes. Yes, I am. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to give it a like. Feel free to subscribe. I will be here every Friday with silly little crafts like these. And yeah, I'm living the dream, legitimately. Anyway, you have a great day. Stay silly, you gooses. Bye. I'm making a mess.